I just thought I'd show you how to put this together. It's the Christmas chapel or the Christmas church. So when you receive it, it's going to be all piled up like this. Not too difficult to do. I've tried to put it in sections for you that fit together. So I'm going to break it all up. So this part is the church itself. And that's your base. So the whole becomes obvious once it's all made up. If I show you this one. So if I turn it over, you've got a hole there for a battery tea light or some of these fairy lights which just pop in, and it just gives you somewhere to turn them on and off before you stand it up. All right. So how to put it together. So I'm not going to glue any of my bits. I'm just going to try and put it together so you can see how it all fits together. So I like to start with the front and these three pieces. Okay. So the front's in two halves. So there's one with tabs on and one without tabs on. And all you're going to do is stick them back to back, line them up at the top. So you should have a little tab still showing on here. Let me just adjust that, it just keeps on slipping. That's it. So once that's done like that, that piece will fit into here. So the piece with the largest gap, and it just slots in like that. You will glue yours. I'm just going to adjust this camera. It's just having a moment with itself. Just tighten everything up, see if we can stop it from falling down. I think it's still going to do it, but we'll do our best. Right. So that's your first bit in. Your next bit is these three pieces. Now, if I just turn that so that you can see, I'll take it out a second. Can you see there's two little holes there? So this little tab here is going to fit into that hole, like so. And then the top tab will fit into the recess at the top there. All right, so I'm going to turn it back up on its side so you can see how it's coming together. So you want the next piece with the tabs on, ensuring that all of the embossing on here is on the outside, all the engraving. So again, we're going to offer it up to those tabs like so. And then your last piece with all the recesses in is going to fit into the tabbed pieces at the front. Whoop. Now yours will be glued, so it'll be a lot easier. Get them in. Come on. Should be easier if I could see what I was doing, rather than letting you see what I'm doing. That's one in. And that's the other in. There we go. So they all sit in nicely. So that is basically the front of your box. And then you're going to build on the sides, and I'm going to lift this camera up again. Sorry about this. I think I'm going to need a base for it too. That's it. So then from there, you're going to build the sides up. I find the easiest way to do that, that's it. The easiest way to do that is actually to put the end piece on first. So it gives you a guide. So if you put your end piece on, remember you're going to be gluing as you're going. Put your end piece on, and then these pieces are going to, these pieces are your sides, and they're going to fit. I knew that was going to happen, but you've seen it being built there. And again. So fit it back in. Remember, yours is going to be glued. It's going to be a lot easier than me trying to show you unglued. And pop into the tabs that's there for them. And then you're going to do exactly the same with the next one, making sure that the engrave is on the outside. And I'm going to fit that into the slots. And that one will get glued there, like that. So have we followed it so far? That's the sides done, the front done. That piece does go on there, by the way. Just fell down. Right, so from there, you want the roof. And the roof's very simple. You've got two pieces shaped like this, and they're literally going to sit like so. And then your next piece, you can see it's got like a little cutout here, which just fits in like so. So there we go. So that's that all together. Well, it would be if it was glued. That piece goes on the front like that. All right. So that's basically how it sits. I can't pick it up because otherwise it'll just all fall to bits. Right, the next piece that you need to do, and this is the only tricky piece. I'm just going to move that to one side. This is the only tricky piece, which is these pieces here. So this makes the spire. So all you're going to do, can you see the fit into this funny piece? It's like a jigsaw. So they all fit into each other. So I know now I need a one with a gap. So I've got the gap. I'm going to put that up against that so that it slots in, and then that piece will slot into, when she gets it, into there, like that. So can you see it's got like an angle to it? But it does fit in, and it is a bit fiddly. So if you just want to glue two sides at a time, it might make it easier for you. And then this piece here, I know I need another slot. I've got a slot there, so I need a little tab. So that one will fit up against that one, whilst fitting in that bottom, like so. Your next piece, you've got a slot and you've got a tab. We've got a tab and a slot. So I know it's going to go that way. That's going to fit into there, like so. Bit of jiggery pokery. And there we go. And then all of that would be glued. And then you're going to add some glue on the bottom, and you're going to centre that to that piece there. So once all of that is glued, and I'm going to move that out of the way and pick my one that's finished and stuck together. Once all of that is glued, it's going to stick onto this spire. So you just glue it on the top, centre it best you can, and then that sits on there. And all I've done with mine to finish is add a little bit of snow texture. I can't even remember where I got mine, I've had it that long, but you can make it up with a little bit of white acrylic glue, some baking soda, and what's the other thing? Baking soda, or and some glue, just some white glue, and you just mix it all together, and that's the effect you get. So it dries quite hard. The white, just make sure it stays white because the glue's clear, so you need something white to put in with baking soda. So a bit of white acrylic glue, white acrylic paint, and then glue and baking soda. Mix it together so that you get like a gritty texture, and you can just put it on there. And then I've just added a little bit of embellishments. As I say, I've put lights in the bottom of mine. There we go. And that's it all glued together. Hope you enjoy making.